there's a race in Pennsylvania where you've got a wonderful progressive, Jess King. She is running against first-term Republican Lloyd Smucker. And Jess King's a just Democrat. She's uncorrupted, does not take corporate PAC money. You should look into supporting her. She's been on Rebel Headquarters, which is part of the TYT network. And so a lot of people are excited to support her, including Amanda Kemp and her husband, Michael Gimenez. So they went to go canvassing in Pennsylvania, where this race is. And they went to Manheim Township, because that's where the race is. And they went to a gated community called Bent Creek Community. And they happen to be a biracial couple. Amanda Kemp is African American, and her husband is white. But they run into a woman in the gated community who apparently came out with shears in her hand, so I guess she was doing gardening, and she was quite moved immediately. She was angered. Now that's curious. I mean, you have no idea what these folks are even doing. Why would you come out guns blazing, or in this case, I guess, shears blazing? Well, I mean, here's a biracial couple in her gated community. I'm going to tell you about that community in a second. And so she asked them, what are you doing here? Does she often ask other people in that community, hey, what are you doing here? Does she know every single person in that community? Is she sure that they're not, they don't normally live in that gated community? It's hard to tell, okay? Also incredibly easy to tell. Anyway, she says, what are you doing here? And they say, oh, we're canvassing. We came for a specific person in this community. We want to tell them about Jess King, but then we decided that we were going to just knock on doors. This, by the way, happens all across the country. It's actually a wonderful thing where volunteers go out and talk to their neighbors, talk to people in the community, and it's a personal interaction. I think it's one of the best things about grassroots politics in America. So of course, this woman wanted to put an end to it. So she asked them about it, and they said, well, we're canvassing, which is very normal, but we're canvassing for Jess King. So they're perfectly honest about it. So what is the reaction? The woman whose name is Elizabeth Duffy Johnson, according to Amanda Kemp, said, I hate Jess King. She's trying to take us to socialism. You can't do that here. So it appears that first of all, you came out for a curious reason. I don't know why you thought what they were doing was wrong. And then once you find out that they support a candidate you don't like, well, then all of a sudden you are very, very animated. By the way, this Duffy lady is a member of the Republican Committee of Lancaster County. So she's officially a Republican, and she wants that couple out of there. So how about that community? Well, who's in it? Bent Creek, which was built in the 1990s, around a country club and a golf course, has been listed as one of the wealthiest 1,000 neighborhoods in the US and is nearly 90% white. Now, I don't know what the other 10% is, but apparently Duffy Johnson thought that it couldn't be these two folks. So is there anything wrong with a community that's wealthy around a country club? Of course not. Anything wrong with it being 90% white? Well, it happens to be 90% white. Okay, that's not the issue. The issue is when someone comes out and goes, what are you doing here? You don't look like us. Okay, now let's get more into the person who came out and started this altercation in the first place. The woman who was later identified as Elizabeth Duffy Johnson. Gee, I wonder if she's at the country club with a name like Duffy as a nickname. Anyway, a member of the Republican Committee of Lancaster County and a Smucker campaign volunteer took the couple's picture, and the white woman covered her face when they tried to take hers. Well, isn't that interesting, right? You guys are probably, she called the cops on him. So that's why she's taking the picture. She's like, I'm gonna get you guys. Look at Amanda Kemp. Does that look like a criminal? I mean, come on. I mean, maybe if you're racist, it does. Oh, she's black. Well, that's my definition. She looks like the most normal American I have ever seen in my entire life. By the way, she is a visiting scholar at Franklin and Marshall College in Lancaster. Okay, but not to Duffy. Duffy views her to be a danger, so he starts taking pictures of her, calling the cops. When they try to take a picture of her, they're like, okay, that's all right. You take a picture of us, it's a free country, we'll take a picture of you. She's like, how dare you? How dare you? Well, what's wrong, Duffy? I thought you were on the side of righteousness and justice. Shouldn't you be proud? So, by the way, let's show you this happy couple here, happy other than what has happened to them now. And so, I can't believe that anybody would look at that couple and think it's a danger. How could you possibly think that? Okay. And then apparently Duffy went on to say, all this is private property. You can't be in here at all. I'm calling the police. And that she did. She called the cops, and the cops, and by the way, the couple said, all right, okay, fine. Nobody else but you complain. All we're doing is trying to get people to vote. So they left, they go home, and the cops pursued them. Apparently, Duffy recognized Michael Jimenez, the husband. And so, I don't mean like it's a hot pursuit or anything. They went to their house, and Jimenez, who Johnson had apparently recognized during their encounter, spoke with the officer, who asked a few questions before determining no criminal violations had taken place. Oh, you don't say. Turns out being an American and trying to get other people to vote is not criminal. Okay, and even doing it when you're a biracial couple, even that's not criminal. I know that's going to come as a huge shock to some Republican voters in this country, but it's not. And once again, white right-wingers, 911 is not takeout service, okay? It's not, hey, I'd like something delivered to my house. In this case, cops. I saw a black person and they're trying to get other people to vote. On the go? Don't worry, we got you covered. You can still listen to TYT at our new podcast network. Find us on Apple Podcasts, the Google Play Store, or at tyt.com/podcast.